The Windsor ruins have fascinated me since I first saw a picture of them back when I was in high school. One of the first television feature stories I ever did was at Windsor. And I'm not the only one to be intrigued by them. Pretty much every time I've been there, people from not only all over Mississippi, but the nation as well, for that matter, even around the world, pop in to see the columns. Last Friday, when I was there shooting this story, I met a couple from Germany. They had seen the fall colors in New England, zipped through New York City, talked about how chilly Nashville was, and were headed for New Orleans, right after a stop at Port Gibson to see the Windsor ruins. Now, the reason I was down there, I wanted to get this update at Windsor, because for a place where little has changed over the decades, except more weathering and more material falling off the columns, something new is coming. Wes Harp is an architect with WFT Architects, and they've been tapped to come up with a plan to see to it that Windsor stands for another 160 years.
This project is a stabilization project, so our goal here is to prevent the ongoing loss of material from the columns. So that includes the cast iron capitals, the stucco shafts, and the brick masonry behind the shafts and the column bases.
I have photographed Windsor from about every angle conceivable in the past, but I've never gotten this angle from a bucket lift at the top of the columns. Mingo Tingle with Archives and History offered me a lift up and explained what they're doing up here isn't simple.
They will disassemble it, take it down, conserve the capitals, reattach, the ornamentation that you see that's been bolted on or attached or riveted, and then bring it back up here.
And when they're finished, it should look like the same old Windsor, only a lot better and be a lot more stable. It's a slow process. All the columns must undergo restoration to some degree. And by the way, when they finish, we can walk among the columns freely with no more fencing and no more keep-out signs.